I also see that whenever people, like whenever celebrities show their real hair and it's like revealed that they have like naturally really long hair or like they naturally have like a looser hair texture or whatever, there's always like these comments that people will write about how like if you just put in time and energy and effort, you too could have that hair. And it sets them up to start selling hair care products. Black people, our hair naturally goes like this. So how come no one ever's like, oh, I want long hair? No one does that. I want long hair, right? People ultimately, like I said, people want long hair that benefits from texturism. I think people can handle long hair that doesn't benefit from texturism, but what they really want is long hair that benefits from texturism.
Sometimes it don't make no sense. Does it really have to? There is nothing I can say.
Hi, welcome to Maya's World. Y'all, today I want to talk about lengthism. Right? Or lengths in the Black community. Before I talk about lengthism, y'all, I have to promote something that I'm doing. I am producing a cabaret show for dark-skinned performers. You know, I'm really excited about this. We have some really, really great talented people performing here in Atlanta during Black Gay Pride Weekend. It is going to be on September 1st, which is a Sunday, and I really want to see y'all come to this event. Please, I'm going to be promoting this leading up to this day, but I am just giving y'all an early little glimpse into this project that I have coming up for Warmer Shades. Warmer Shades is a dark skin collective for queer performers. So yes, please come, please support, buy a ticket, get a ticket for a friend, invite your friends down. I want to see people. Today, I want to talk about the mysterious phenomenon of Black celebrities doing length checks. So since I was younger, I've always seen Black celebrities they usually wear wigs or weaves. And then at some point in their career, they want to show you what their real hair looks like. So they'll do a photo. It's always in a certain angle. And that makes me laugh. Like, it's always like this. And it's wet. And it's always straightened, stretched out, pulled out. They love a lot of this. Let's get into it, y'all. A lot of times the people who, I feel like, okay, that's not what length checks are for. Some people will say it's just to show that how long your hair is, but it's always very coded, right? Like there's always language used around length checks. People are never like, oh, look, my hair grew a couple inches from last year. It's never that. It's always like, look at my long hair. You nappy-headed girls could never. Like sometimes it gives that. Sexy Red did that.
Right there. They said it was a
They
track.
said it was a track?
They said I got track.
They said it was a track?
They said I got tracks.
Where?
I don't know.
Hold on, split it through the side.
I'm trying to see.
What tracks? What tapings?
I'm trying to see where.
What tracks? What tapings? What tracks? What tapings, baby?
I'm trying to see where the track said.
Where?
And, you know, personally speaking, I have never been someone who feels validated by trying to prove that I have hair or I have long hair. I think some Black women feel like they need to prove that they have hair or they feel like it's liberatory. But to me, it's like trying to prove that I can read. Like I'm not gonna be like, yeah, look at this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you don't believe I can read, I don't want to prove to you. I don't want us to get into the cycle of having to prove that we have hair or that we can read or that we can swim or that we can, what is it? What's her name? Hey, Toni Morrison. I think she has a really great quote about this, which I'll read and put in. For us as Black people, especially Black women, there's a lot of trauma around our hair in general, around the type of texture we have in the hair, the length that we have in the hair, how we wear our hair. Our hair is always very politicized. So with that trauma comes a response of kind of sometimes wanting to prove that you're someone who benefits from texturism or you're someone who benefits from lengthism. And, you know, the longer your hair is, also the better you get treated. People really need to talk about that part more because I've had freeform locks now for a very long time. And I'm realizing now that my hair is longer, the reception of how people treat me has changed. I recently went to the doctor and a nurse said to me, you have the only kind of freeform locks that I like. Like, I don't like when people have freeform locks that like sticks up. Like yours is like, it lays down. That made me so angry and disgusted because first off, I don't actually even believe you like my hair. Like, I don't ever like feeling like an exception to some rule. Like, if you're like, oh, I don't like black girls, or oh, I don't like dark skin girls, but you're pretty, I will never, like, I'm not, you know, I have it turned on. I'm not someone who would ever feel liberated in being an exception. Like, oh, wow, thank you so much. I've made the club. Like, no, because you don't like my hair. You know, you don't like my hair if you don't like it short. You don't like my hair. And I don't like that because only, you know, a year ago, my hair was sticking up. So for you to say that, I just feel like it's really texturist and you're trying to make me feel special or honored. And I don't feel honored or special. But I can tell, like I said, since having longer hair, people do treat me a lot better. And like, that's why for me, it's really important to hold on to the person I was when I had short, kinky 4C hair and when I had my freeform locks in its shortest stage, because people were horrendous. And I will always say and fight the hardest for people who are starting their freeform lock journey, because that is when you're going to experience the most pushback and the most vitriol and the most anti-black comments when your hair is very short. Certain kind of experience that I have with having longer freeform locks, but like I said, it's just, I have to be honest, like it's not touching people who have short hair. Short hair is a harder intersection to have. Having short, kinky hair is a harder intersection to have than having long hair. And anyone who tries to tell you differently is a lie. And so when people try and say like, oh, people say like, this isn't my real hair and I have to prove to them, I'm just like, who are you really proving it to? Like, you're almost like you're bathing in privileges of that usually benefiting from texturism. And it's kind of corny to me. I also see that whenever celebrities show their real hair and it's like revealed that they have like naturally really long hair or like they naturally have like a looser hair texture or whatever, there's always like these comments that people will write about how like if you just put in time and energy and effort, you too could have that hair. And it sets them up to start selling hair care products, right? Because all it takes is to benefit from texturism and have long hair, and y'all will platform any billionaire or millionaire who wants to sell a product. I'm not gonna say what I'm trying to say, but if you're reading what I'm trying to say, you know what I'm trying to say. And I kind of need us to wake up about it, because it's like, do y'all like their hair or do you like the texture of their hair? It's giving, I just wish I had that hair texture. But who am I? Who am I to judge? So back to the celebrities who show their natural hair or their real hair. It's always like in images of their hair being blown out, straightened, wet, washed, looser, right? Like even here's a clip of Nicki Minaj in her natural hair. I feel like I would be so annoyed if I was that hairstylist and she's grabbing that hair in her hair like that. Like that would bother me, but I'm not, luckily I'm not doing her hair. But it's so interesting to me the ways that we show our hair is like long, because it has to be like, and this is why I say lengthism is rooted in Eurocentric standards of beauty, or like the idea of your hair growing down is usually rooted in Eurocentric standards of beauty, because people like, it's God, that length, that kind of like smooth, silky, thin hair, wanting to have long hair and you're showing it like this. It's giving Eurocentric. I'm sorry, guys. It's giving it like that. Like, I don't know. It's weird because as Black people, our hair naturally goes like this. So how come no one ever's like, oh, I want long hair? No one does that. I want long hair, right? People ultimately, like I said, people want long hair that benefits from texturism. I think people can handle long hair that doesn't benefit from texturism, but what they really want is long hair that benefits from texturism. And they want a certain curl pattern. There's this like guy online that really should not be doing the content that he does. Like he actually needs to, I don't know, mow lawns. I don't know what he needs to do, but instead of what he should be doing, he makes these videos on YouTube talking about Black celebrities who have exposed their natural hair, and it has high engagement. So let's watch it together.
Stage hair versus their natural hair. Let's get straight to it. First, we got Cardi B. I ain't gonna lie, Cardi B got some long hair. I ain't even know her hair was this long. What she mixed with, like Dominican and black? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. And this Cardi B hair with her wig on. I ain't gonna lie, the colors low-key look kinda cold. The aesthetic is raw. I rate that like a 9 out of 10. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Next, we got Stunner Girl. This is Stunner Girl natural hair. And this another picture of her natural hair. I ain't gonna lie, her shit is kinda long for a female. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. And this her hair with her weave in. I ain't gonna lie, her weave and her natural hair dang near look exactly the same. Y'all let me know what y'all think about about this. Last we got Sexy Red. This is Sexy Red hair with a wig. And this is her natural hair. I ain't gonna lie, her hair is long. I ain't know her hair was this long because she always wearing wigs. But she got long hair on bro. I'm gonna let y'all see the whole video without doing too much talking.
But to be honest, I do feel like a lot of men rate girls, aka it gives currency, right? Like when I say rate, it has currency, but they rate women who have natural hair that's long of a certain texture. Yeah, it's of a certain texture. Big caveat on that one. I feel like a lot of men feel like that's people who they want to procreate with. That's people who they want to marry. And that's literally just also tied to Eurocentric standards of beauty. Like you want to procreate with someone who you can ensure your child will have a looser hair texture than what you usually have. Like look at the guy who's doing the video. He has hair texture probably similar to mine. And he's like, you know, talking about women who, he literally has Cardi B who's not black, talking about Cardi B's hair and like her hair texture and how pretty it is. Like that is just, and I feel like a lot of times women end up doing these things, not always, but a lot of times women end up doing these things because it's also what men are desiring. Like I don't think women wake up one day and be like, you know what I want to do? Cover my hair, hide my hair. It's like also, you know, the unfortunate truth is that natural hair has been politicized. But I've heard girls be like, yeah, the kind of men who approach me when I have natural hair versus when I have a weave is completely different. And even just to expand it, it's not just straight relationships, lesbian relationships too. It's common for a femme to have a weave. Like I remember when I started dating in the queer scene, or I started to be involved in the queer scene, people were saying I was a stud. And that always got to me because I'm like, a stud, like love studs down. But I don't think I'm giving stud. I feel like my natural hair makes you think I'm more masculine. And like that always got to me because I'm like, what about me is ever giving masculine? Anyway, so yeah, I feel like a lot of times our dating preferences and men and white supremacy, all these things add to people wanting to hide their hair and change their hair and make it look looser. But I'm always intrigued by the celebrities who do benefit from texturism that constantly wear wigs, you know what I mean? And I think it's because that even the standard of beauty, not even girls who benefit from texturism can keep up. Like it's still more encouraged if you're usually in like a rap scene or a hip hop scene or an industry scene, it's still encouraged to constantly change your hair, constantly hide your hair, constantly have different looks, which is why even now when I see Chloe and Halle, I think, is it Halle or is it Chloe? The one that be singing in that kind of voice, the one that be singing like, oh, she always be covering her hair. Like I be seeing her wear wigs and stuff like that. And I think it's because people are encouraging her to do that. Of course she has autonomy, but I can see how I've seen her post an image with her in the wig and everyone's like, her hair looks so much better like this. It's not her hair. That is a wild thing to say to somebody. And the truth is, even for myself, I know if I put on a wig right now, some of y'all would really be like, wow, she's taking it. Like, she looks good. Like, I feel like people would rather see me with a wig or straight hair or weave than my natural hair. I know these things, you know? So, you know, but it's interesting that even girls who benefit from texturism still want to cover up their hair and constantly change it to keep up with the image. You know, like who would Beyonce be if the hair texture she showed y'all was the hair texture she was always using? I'm talking about not the blown out one, the curly one. It would be a very different aesthetic, as some people would say. Like it would be something different. But I don't think things are getting better. I actually think texturism is getting worse. I think, you know, there should be some kind of correlation between texturism and going through a recession. Yeah. That's why we're seeing a rise in people selling a lot of products, because it's not looking good. I anticipate more texturism being acceptable, you know, similarly to how anti-fatness, right? Like I remember a couple years ago, people were really like talking about so much about body positivity, and they even hijacked those terms from the fat women who created those concepts. And now like flagrant anti-fatness is just like really accepted in media right now. And I think that it's because we are going through a more conservative time, and being skinny, having straight hair, having smaller nose, having smaller features, looking more like a YT woman is going to be more lucrative, unfortunately. So I don't know, stay vigilant, stay strong, have a community. We're in for a ride, guys. But yeah, I think it's sad that, like I said, your natural hair is politicized, and people think like, oh, having a natural hair means I'm like earthy and means I'm like, you know, a certain image is put on you when your natural hair is actually just how your natural hair grows. You can literally have terrible politics and have your natural hair like it's not correlated. But until we see more natural hair people being seen in like diverse roles that isn't the same kind of person over and over, we're not going to really see change. But yeah, thanks for watching. Come to my show on Sunday, September 1st. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.